Well, good morning and thanks for joining us here for our 8:30 a.m. stream show. It is Tuesday, April 7th. I'm Mitch Carter.
And I'm Casey Mason. Going to recap a couple things you need to know about as you get your day started here, and then we'll get you on over to meteorologist Byron Douglas with a look at the latest.
That's right. Starting off here, happening today in Indiana, early voting getting underway for May's primary election. And this year, all 9 of Indiana's congressional seats are up for grabs, along with 25 different state Senate seats. Meanwhile, all 100 Indiana House seats and multiple local races are also up for election. In Vanderburgh County, the only early voting location for most of the month here is at Central Library. The hours there are from 9 to 5, with more locations opening up throughout the month throughout the county. And a heads up for folks on the west side that normally vote early at Red Bank Library. Due to the construction there, officials say Westside Christian Church is going to be your early voting location this year. All of this leading up, of course, to Indiana's primary election set for Tuesday, May 5th.
All right, and happening now, Evansville is on a pothole repair mission across the city. We've been telling you about this here. Officials say that this week they're hoping to fill more than 1,000 potholes that all formed over the winter season. So we know next week crews will also be repainting some stop bars and directional arrows at 10 intersections with higher than average accident rates. Now, keep an eye out in your area there. You can actually find a link and a phone number to report a pothole that you know about. We do have that information on 14news.com.
And shifting gears now, a Medal of Honor recipient was in the Tri-State on Monday to share his story. Kind of a neat one here. Donald Ballard visited the Evansville Wartime Museum, where he spoke and met with community members to talk about the nation's highest honor, the Medal of Honor. Ballard's among the small number of living recipients of that honor. Visitors there had the chance to meet him and learn a little more about his sacrifices.
It's an unusual award in as much as that it's earned as a personal award. But I wasn't there by myself, being a corpsman with the Marines. I love them, they love me, so if this medal stands for anything, it stands for love. I saved their lives, they protected me and saved my life. We got home.
Ballard's expected to make additional stops as well around Evansville during his visit to the area.
That's right. All right, you guys stand by. Coming up next, we've got meteorologist Byron Douglas breaking down everything you need to know to be our coldest day of the week. Get ready.
That's right. Have a great day.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
All right, good Tuesday morning. I'm meteorologist Byron Douglas on this April 7th. And we'll say good morning to some folks. I'm going to take this full here. We'll take a look at the pollen counts. They're down a little bit from last week. The tree pollen, of course, is going crazy. Jeff explained this pretty well. A lot of the trees are filled in well ahead of schedule. And so just factor that in. The winds overall today won't be too bad. Laura down in Dawson Springs, good morning. Christina. Thanks for folks tuning in here early. Maybe you have to be at work at 9 o'clock, so I'll take you through the presentation here. Let's run down our precipitation chances. I've checked in with the Storm Prediction Center. Out over the next 5 to 6 days, any severe weather threats would stay confined to Texas and Oklahoma to our southwest. So we're in pretty good shape with respect to that. And then we're going to have some chances for rain. Saturday's the next day we can run into a clunker where we see cloudy to mostly cloudy skies. Of course, we had rain this previous Saturday, the first Saturday in April. So that's something we'll be monitoring as we go through the week. How about a little weather history? And let's see what we have here. In 1971, on the 6th, we had 8.6 inches of snow. On this day, we had 4 inches of snow on the ground. That was a record in 1982. Snowfall in this date of a ½ inch, and then 2 inches, probably was a wraparound snow into the 8th, 2.5 inches of snow. And then that month, overall, 1982 finished well below normal, about 5 degrees underneath the average. In 1971, later in the month, temperatures ripped to 88. So a little weather history. All right, we're tracking some light rain, this stubborn little disturbance. So we have clouded up. Very early this morning, we had clear skies. So we do have cloudy skies. I'm going to check the dew point here in a moment. So this will probably be yielding some sprinkles and light rain. And again, if you have some up in Fairfield, if you have some returns there, let me know. This is generally running from the northwest to the southeast. Light showers, Poseyville, Cynthiana, Fairfield. Some of this is Virga, where it dries up before it reaches the surface. We had some returns there in Mount Carmel. Down to Lyle Station, Highway 64 and Highway 15, even up through Highway 11. And then from Crossville there at the junction and then up into Posey County. And we're just doing a little nowcasting here with some light showers. As I mentioned, I'm going to check the temperature and the dew point here in a moment. And then as you get west of Terre Haute, up at Eastern Illinois University in Charleston, we're showing a few flurries there. So we're at 46. The dew point is at 33. So the humidity is at 61%. So we'll probably yield a sprinkle or two. So there's not going to be a big rain event. So don't be surprised if you have a few sprinkles there on the windshield. Dundee dropped to 35 this morning. So areas in Muhlenberg and Ohio, southern Hancock opened up with clear skies. And temperatures aren't going to move a whole lot. In fact, Fairfield's at 42. So out over the next 9 to 10 days, this will be the coolest one of all. And right now we're cloudy to mostly cloudy, showing some spotty light rain, and then we'll take the escalator down into mostly sunny skies late. The trend, the 6 and 10 day outlooks, we're going to be guiding above normal. And even the 14-day outlooks, even as we evolve into late April from the Climate Prediction Center, we're scheduled to be above average overall. A lot of times we had our 5th warmest March on record. The next month is usually a drastic change, but this has not fit the bill. Precipitation, we're in the market for. We've had only 4,300s this month, and then we had a very dry March. So we're scheduled to be above average precipitation-wise, but not this week. The next 12 hours, a little bit of sun during the afternoon. When you have these stubborn mid-level clouds, it'll probably take a while to disperse the clouds. So let's use the graph model. Didn't handle this upper level low very well at all, and that's usually the case. So even at lunchtime, a few clouds, and then we evolve into some sunshine late in the day with these northeasterly winds. So I kind of move this along, and then tomorrow I think we'll just have a lot of high-level cirrus clouds. The sun's going to win the day. Winds will be southeasterly, and then they're going to kind of work and veer to the southwest. They kind of stay out of the south as we go through Wednesday. I'm going to move this along because it's going to be dry. And then Thursday, temps headed for the upper 70s to near 80. So on Friday, we have this front that's scheduled to stall to our north. So Friday, a spotty shower is possible. And then it kind of works down to the Ohio River. So Friday and then into Saturday, this is a mid-range model. I'll probably up the POPs percentages of precipitation for Saturday, but right now kind of going cloudy to mostly cloudy for Saturday. And then Sunday, we're scheduled to be, we have an 88 as a record set in 1930. We'll be close in the mid to upper 80s on Sunday. So 56, we're locked in with clouds right now, but as we go to the afternoon, we'll work off these clouds. I'm going to grab this full. And then as we go into Saturday, some spotty showers. Probably Saturday looks mostly cloudy. And those percentages, we talked about this yesterday, could increase a bit. 87 Sunday, and we talked about 88's the record, 1930. And then an 82 on Monday. So that's the latest. So I did pretty good. If you have to be out the door here by 8:45, we're going to be in pretty good shape. Terry, thanks for tuning in. So that's the latest. We'll have more. Arden's going to have more coming up at 11, then again coming up at noon. And we'll have more on our 14 First Alert weather app. Enjoy the day.